He walked towards me, eyes landing on my growing belly. I'm so curious about the guy who manages to keep you entertained. I looked away. That day, he grabbed me. Why are there so many photos of me on your phone? I don't care about the kid, call him, and say you're getting a divorce. Me, I won't. I turned around, he choked up. Lily, are you even playing the game right? If you nod, I'd be right back with you. At the party, everyone was as dazzling as the stars. Alex was still the brightest one. Though we were far apart, he spotted me instantly. That flash of eye contact made my heart skip a beat. His familiar face carried countless memories, rushing through time and hitting me. Meeting again after 10 years. So unexpected, catching me off guard. He strode through the crowd toward me, glancing at my slightly swollen belly, wearing a careless smile. Already got a kid? I lowered my head, silent, and nearby folks teased. Yeah, looks happy. Alex, have you got good news too? Oh, I heard Alex's lavish wedding with the heiress abroad was something else. With such a great relationship with his wife, Alex will be a dad soon. Laughter filled the room, and some old classmates joined in. Lily, if you had cherished it back then, you'd be the one everyone envies now. Oh. Did Lily and Alex have a thing before? Every eye around was curious, boring into me. I swallowed the bitterness, pretending to be nonchalant. We were just young and friends back then, no stories to tell. Alex took a sip of champagne, gave me a sweeping glance with a mocking smile. I'm really curious, what's this guy like who keeps you entertained? His snarky remark left me feeling awkward, so I looked down in silence. Yeah, I did tell him I was bored and wanted to try dating other guys. After so many years apart, he was a frequent guest in my memory, but now he rarely appears. I thought Alex and I were destined to never cross paths again. The folks around looked at me as if watching a play, especially those classmates. Lily seems newly pregnant and just married, right? I replied quietly, been married for 6 months. You kept your husband hidden well, been working together for years, and that's all we know. Pregnant and no one to look after you? Must be tight financially if you're working while expecting. I squeezed my wine glass harder, biting my lip, forcing a smile. He's doing volunteer medical work in Africa. Folks weren't letting up, eagerly wanting more drama. Those classmates knew our breakup was a buzz back then. In the dead of winter, he waited outside my dorm until he collapsed and ended up hospitalized, almost lost his life. After he was rescued, he only wanted to see me, but I never showed up. Now he's thriving in his career and happy in his marriage, like a slap in my face, making the scene more entertaining for the classmates. Alex's new project is Lily's, right? Even if she's expecting, should we toast? Toast away. Better keep a good rapport. I walked to Alex, pushed down the heartache, smiled, and raised my glass, downing it in one go. Alex, I'll do my best. Alex smiled playfully. Looking forward to it, after all, our friendship is exceptional. He enunciated those last 4 words, eyes locking with mine, making my heart jolt. With other matters needing attention in the venue, I excused myself. I slipped into a dark, unlit room, standing quietly in the dark. Even at 30, I'm left to heal myself in the shadows. Did Lily get married? Or is she pregnant as a mistress? I vaguely heard people talking about me near the door. Could be, several years as colleagues, never seen her husband, buys expensive cars like it's nothing. If there's history with Alex, she's got her manipulations. Seriously, she had the nerve to dump Alex. Exactly, if she's stuck with Alex, she wouldn't be working pregnant, right? She's only fit for a mistress's life. Think Alex's family would accept her? Super curious how they got together before. Bet she's hiding and crying in regret now. I listened with a bitter smile as the voices gradually faded away. Yeah, I'm unworthy. Not even worthy of regrets. Faced with something that's not yours, letting go is the best redemption. His success today was bound to happen, I knew from the first day I met him. Whether then or now, his start is another's ceiling. At 20, inheriting billions. At 32, a young talent opening new commercial frontiers globally. When others study hard for a better life, his study is for changing the world. When others save years for a down payment, thrilled just to avoid rental struggles. He's already seen the world with properties everywhere. 10 years ago, only showing a tip of the iceberg, he was already out of reach. Now, dreaming of intersecting our lives again is plain delusional. Who would have thought he'd become my client? He's our company's new client, and I'm the project lead. Thinking of daily expenses, the company's penchant for layoffs, dropping my role switch idea seems wiser. With his position, future dealings should mainly be with his staff. A breakup 10 years ago, to him, is probably water under the bridge. In a backless dress, I braved the winter, sending off each key client, my body frozen to the core, only warming up when waiting for the elevator below my apartment. Aren't I your key client? I looked up, meeting Alex's eyes, my heart missed a beat. Does Lily live in this community too? My supervisor, Ken, was standing next to Alex and seemed a bit surprised to see me. I smiled, trying to hide the nervousness inside, and nodded slightly. Alex, with his deep eyes, also looked at me. Since we're all here, let's talk about the rest of the project with Lily and me tonight. Ken politely said goodbye, leaving me and Alex quietly waiting for the elevator. Alex, it's late. I don't want to disturb your rest. How about tomorrow? Why? Worried I'll have improper thoughts? It's been 10 years. Would I ruin my reputation for a woman who's carrying someone else's baby? I avoided his gaze and stayed silent. The elevator arrived. To the rooftop lounge. Alex slightly raised his chin, glancing at me out of the corner of his eye, his voice as cold as an ice peak. Putting it off till tomorrow seemed pretentious, so I hesitantly stepped into the elevator. Alex, what did the boss talk to you about? Your ideas, Alex replied softly. Based on your company's work, we're planning to increase product flexibility to handle various scenarios. Okay. His reaction was indifferent. We've already planned 5 proposals. After internal discussion and optimization, we'll meet with your team to discuss them. Still a lukewarm reaction. Should I walk you through our proposals? I gauged his response with my eyes. Alex didn't reply, closing his eyes. After a long silence, Alex asked softly, "You're the one in charge of this year's popular AI tracking project, right?" Yes, but even though it's AI, some human input is still needed for planning. Silence fell again. What do you think of the market prospects for this project? AI is the future trend, so the prospects are great. But it's also a key focus for all leading companies, and the competition is fierce. Everyone's sinking a lot of money into it. Who's going to win or lose is still unclear. Besides, as just a small company's head, how could I evaluate that? Your company is always at the forefront in tech. Any projects you choose are bound to be outstanding. I responded reluctantly. Alex opened his eyes, looked at me for a while, and then turned his head, chuckling quietly. This change almost makes me doubt I ever knew you. I tried not to let my bitterness show and smiled, responding, everyone changes, whether for better or worse. You've only gotten better, Alex. Alex was silent, just watching me with ever-changing eyes. He opened his mouth but said nothing and closed his eyes again. Maybe, in his heart, he's mocking my change. Indeed, learning transformed my miserable fate. But to do well at work, I've had to become flattering and cunning too. The bright, determined look I had when I first started in the workforce is long gone. Seeing Alex's complex gaze just now, humiliating memories from the past surged like a flood. I heard my mom had complications when she gave birth to me, and they needed an extra 100 yuan for medical expenses. My dad didn't want to pay it, so I ended up without a mom. Not long after, my dad brought home a pregnant woman, and I had a stepmom. Since I can remember, my stepmom always left me on the roadside unattended. Thankfully, a neighbor took me in and fed me. By third grade, I was working odd jobs to pay for school and was motivated daily by the hope that education would change my fate. Finally, I got into a prestigious school. And here, the muddy me had a chance encounter with the soaring Alex. I met Alex at the campus recruitment talk. "How do I apply for an internship, senior?" I asked shyly, too timid to lift my head, having grown up in a poor village. "Aren't you a freshman? I think I saw you during orientation." "Yeah, can freshmen apply?" "Once this recruitment is over, you'd start working full-time with no time for classes." "That'll affect your studies," he replied, showing some concern in his tone. "I can make up for it at night. My studies and work won't suffer." I lifted my head, expressing my resolve firmly. The senior studied me from head to toe and said, "If it's about financial issues, focus on studying hard. There's plenty of scholarship money. Come back in a few years." I looked down at my faded, old clothes and cracked shoes. They were what told him my situation. I clutched my misshapen sleeves, turning to leave. "Hey, my company needs people. Only work on weekends, doesn't interfere with classes, but the pay's low. Interested?" Alex called out enthusiastically. His smile was as warm as spring sunshine. A clean short haircut made him look casual yet unique, like a fashion magazine cover model. "I'm interested," I replied, then lowered my head shyly again, waiting for him to speak. "I'm Alex. Leave your phone number, and I'll let you know the job schedule." "I don't have a phone." I blushed, lowering my head, awkwardly twisting the edge of my faded shirt. I meant email," Alex quickly corrected himself. I knew he was sparing my pride. "I'll send you some materials, so you can prepare." "Good luck." He left in a luxury car, a driver opening the door for him, and onlookers all envious. I silently thanked him in my heart and vowed to work hard, to be confident, not to be so embarrassing in the future. I was full of hope, thinking maybe at 30, I'll own luxury cars, a business, and have everyone's respect, too. But later, I realized not everything can be gained through effort. Just like now, sitting next to Alex, all I can do is wait deferentially. No matter how far a bird flies, it can't reach the heights of an eagle. No matter how fast a horse runs, it can't catch up to a cheetah. Though we're both in our 30s, I'm tirelessly drafting proposals while he's contemplating where to invest vast resources. I'm cautiously choosing the right path, while he's already at the industry's high ground, leading the charge. Once so naive, thinking enduring countless struggles would lead to success. But some are born as the Buddha's disciples, as immortals. And you, after half a lifetime of effort, haven't even left the flower fruit mountain. A cold breeze snapped me back to reality. My body, just having warmed up, began to shiver again. "Let's call it a night. Maybe tomorrow." Alex got up, stretched his long legs, and headed to the elevator. "Alex, I'm leaving now. You should get some rest too." I stepped out of the elevator, turned around to say a polite goodbye, and waited for the doors to close before walking away. Just when the elevator was barely a crack open, it suddenly reopened. "Have you been happy all these years?" Alex leaned against the elevator door, his deep voice floating to my ears. I turned around, afraid he'd see the tears welling up in my eyes. His sudden concern felt like a hammer, shattering the facade I'd kept up all day. I couldn't speak, afraid my voice would crack, so I just nodded. "Does he treat you well?" Alex's voice was slightly hoarse. "Yeah, he's good." "Good, that's good." I quickly walked away, disregarding politeness, eager to escape the bittersweet air. "Lily, do you not care at all how I've been?" "I do. Of course, I do. But I know you'll be all right." I stopped and turned to look at him, that face I hadn't forgotten for 10 years. Another chance encounter, and my heart ached once more. "Alex, have you been well?" Alex bowed his head, waved a hand, and chuckled softly. "I got married too, so we'll both be happy, right?" I forced a smile and replied calmly. "Of course." Alex grinned faintly and stepped back to the center of the elevator. As the doors closed, tears flowed like a broken dam. 10 long years. It turns out that letting go was just self-deception. If we had never met, there wouldn't be today's bittersweet feelings. Love, though regretful, is painfully beautiful. Here's to my unwavering youthful love. Saturday, freshman year, 9 a.m. sharp, I showed up at the company as promised. The place was crowded. Alex stood ahead, introducing himself and talking about the company's future plans. The female colleagues looked at him admiringly, whispering about how handsome he was. I looked over. He was in a sharp suit, more mature than when I last saw him in school. He said he needed an assistant, someone simple. I ended up being chosen as his assistant. I looked down at my faded, worn-out clothes, feeling embarrassed about my simplicity. Hey. Long time, no see. What's your name? Alex, I'm Lily. I was oddly nervous. Just call me by my name. Okay, sure, Alex. He chuckled heartily. We went to the same school. I'm a junior. You can call me senior too. Hello, senior. Please look after me. Alex really did take care of me. As his assistant, it was mostly him whispering to me. Lily, don't work during meals, it can wait. Lily, leave work earlier or you'll miss curfew. Lily, do you like today's afternoon snack? Lily, outside of studying and work, what do you enjoy doing? Lily, do you like the location for our team building? I usually just nodded or smiled softly at his questions, then quietly went back to my tasks. Alex was amazing, bright and cheerful with an alluring face, and single. Many female colleagues liked him, constantly asking me about his schedule. Some even asked if I could ask Alex on their behalf if he'd like to catch a movie after work. I felt insecure and never dared to say no, but had to muster up courage each time I asked Alex. It always felt like I was the one asking him out. Senior, got time for a movie after work? Most of the time, Alex said he didn't. But today, he looked at me and said, do you know why they're asking me to the movies? I fumbled with my fingers, stammering a reply. Because they like you. I blushed instantly, feeling as if I were the one confessing to Alex. Would you ask someone you like to the movies? Face burning more, I couldn't meet his eyes, struggling to answer. Senior, we shouldn't chat off topic during work hours. Alex was taken aback, then burst into laughter. Why's your face so red? Got someone you like? Alex teased, leaning in closer. I grabbed a document, panic-stricken, walking out the door while saying, no one. On my way back to school that evening, I kept pondering, what is love? If I could have love, how would I want it to be? Right then, a song played in my ear, Sun Never Sets. I want to send you an endless longing, a postcard representing love. I want to send you an endless love, hearts linked, traveling the world. If I could have love, I'd want it to be endless. Love unshackled by the mundane world, roaming free. But my poverty didn't even allow for decent clothes. What dreams could I dare have? The uniforms from high school were still my go-tos in college. When pant legs and sleeves ran short, I'd patch them with old cloth. Never in my life had I worn new clothes. Whenever I passed a store on the way back to campus, I'd gaze longingly at the dresses on display. Even on sale, they were over $500, 2 months of my living expenses. I wouldn't dare try them on. I just imagined my shabby self in them, figuring that catching eyes was not my destiny. One day, a girl in my dorm bought that dress, twirling and taking photos to show her mom. Everyone complimented her, glowing in happiness. Had I grown surrounded by love, would I be aglow too? Sadly, life doesn't give that choice. At work, a colleague suggested I wear a dress for the business meeting, to appear formal. I said I didn't have any. The colleague got mad. Lily, come on, you can't honestly not afford a dress, can you? You might as well sit this one out, just imagine how the client would react seeing you like that. I hung my head low, avoiding others' eyes, meekly agreeing, okay. At night, the rooftop of the teaching building was my favorite place. Close to the vast sky, it could absorb all my sadness. I knew you'd be here. Alex's voice suddenly broke the silence. I was startled, stepping back, tripping right into his arms. He steadied me, his touch made my heart race wild. I came to congratulate you on your promotion. He then pulled out a shopping bag, dangling it in front of me. I didn't respond immediately. My heart needed calming down first. What's up with you? About what happened today, I didn't speak up for you. I'm sorry. No, it's not like that, Senior. I waved my hands repeatedly, stuttering in my explanation. Once my heart calmed down, I quickly opened the bag to break the awkwardness. It's a white dress. The logo on the bag, I've seen my dorm mates carry it, it's quite expensive. Thank you, but I can't accept this gift. Don't like it? We can go to the mall and exchange it. No, it's not that. It's too expensive, I can't take it. I fumbled to explain. It didn't cost money, I got it with some merchandise vouchers from a client today. He pulled out a few vouchers from his pocket to show me. Really, I appreciate it, but I still can't accept it. He seemed a bit anxious. We've been working together for so long, and we're classmates, you're too distant. No, not at all. I was at a loss for words. He took a deep breath. It's not for free. For business events, you'll need to wear this. Consider it a work uniform. I looked down, saying nothing. Some events happen at night, I've never paid you overtime, I'm the one who's losing out. It doesn't work that way. I'm the boss, so what I say goes, all right. Then he patted my head. Look at how beautiful the night view is. Don't overthink it, just do your best. Looking at the night sky, I remembered when we first met, and he also told me to do my best. Alex is really a kind person. He always protects my dignity while helping me and gives me the strength to move forward. That night, he walked me back to my dorm. The moonlight shone on his face, giving off a silver glow, like a fairy. Before leaving, he said, "All a little duckling needs to become a swan is one brave flight. I'll help you find that courage." The silver moonlight seemed like it was coming from him, so pure, so ethereal. Since then, I've fallen in love with the night. But a little duckling, it's a swan to begin with, and I'm not. In later business meetings, I'd wear the dress Alex gave me and even attended a few evening events. Only then did I realize that people's outfits at these events were worth a lifetime to me. I also learned about Alex's strong background. His company, now worth millions, was just something he started with pocket money. Yet, I almost got dragged back into despair over 50,000 yuan. My dad owed someone 50,000 yuan from gambling, couldn't pay it back, and demanded I drop out of school to pay the debt. It became a public affair, and everywhere I went, I felt sympathetic glances and my pride hit rock bottom. The school leaders pitied me and asked if I wanted to start a crowdfunding to help, but I refused and applied for a gap year. When I resigned, Alex was so angry, he shouted, "Why won't you let me help you?" I really didn't know how to respond. Why am I so lucky to have his favor? No way, I'm not letting you go. I'll repay your dad's debt. That can't happen. Why not? It's settled, education is important. Alex dragged me along and gave my dad 50,000 yuan. My dad walked away with a disgusting grin, without even looking at me. An endless swell of sorrow, grievance, and despair welled up inside me. I choked back my tears and said to Alex, "I'll pay you back as soon as possible, thank you." After that, aside from attending classes, I spent my time working. Sometimes I'd even eat my meals on the run. Alex often urged me to take it easy, saying he wasn't in a hurry to get the money back, but I ignored him. Eventually, Alex snapped and yelled, "Lily, are you that eager to cut ties with me?" Yes. The whole company knew. People began to say that Alex liked me. Female colleagues who liked Alex started to be hostile toward me, gossiping. I felt a bit lost and worried. Even if Alex did like me, what could I do? Dare to be with him? How am I worthy? Our worlds are miles apart. After that, whenever I went to his office, I'd leave quickly. Whenever he saw me, his face would be dark. An evening banquet broke the ice, but it also made me more confused. At the end of the banquet, a guy came over, wrapped his arm around my waist, and groped me, insisting on dancing. I struggled but couldn't break free. Alex came over and angrily threw a punch. Did you not see she doesn't want to dance with you? Where are your hands going? Don't you dare. She's with me. Alex's anger caused a stir across the venue. It was my first time seeing him so out of control. Eventually, others pulled him away, and the guy apologized. Sitting in the luxury car Alex used to drive me home, my mind was conflicted. I couldn't avoid the subtle feelings between Alex and me any longer. Should I face them? You're fully aware of your differences, they're huge, inappropriate. This luxury car is the best reminder. You're not going to say anything polite to thank me? Alex interrupted my thoughts, his tone obviously aggrieved. His dark expression made his handsome face look severe. I suddenly felt bad for him. If I kept pushing him away, he'd only be more hurt, and I didn't want that. I suddenly realized there's another kind of love, one that involves silent companionship, not seeking a result, and it lasts long. Maybe that's suitable for someone like me. You look kinda bad right now, how about a smile? Alex was startled, puzzled. Lily, are you okay? Did I accidentally hit you earlier? I chuckled, looking up into his eyes. Next time you're around, and I run into trouble, I'll come to you right away. Alex blinked his eyes several times, turned away, muttering to himself. What's going on? Where'd that stubbornness go? I pushed through all the worries in my mind and allowed myself to be lost for a moment. When I come to your office, don't sulk at me anymore. I quietly pleaded. Then don't keep avoiding me. In that moment, Alex seemed like a child, and for the first time, I boldly looked at him. Okay. During the days when I wasn't actively avoiding him, our relationship seemed to grow closer. Alex loved to travel, always telling me about places he had been and wanted to visit, often sharing funny stories. Mostly, I'd listen intently while he'd talk on and on. Sometimes when we bumped into each other at school, we'd walk together for a bit, he'd playfully ruffle my hair, and I'd blush and dodge. He always had this mischievous grin, chasing and touching playfully until we ended up at the crossroads. Alex could get pretty wild sometimes. Like this one rainy day, he asked me if I'd ever walked in the rain. Before I could answer, he dragged me out to run in it. Alex, slow down. I can't keep up. The moment he stopped, I stumbled right into his arms. He hugged me tight, the rain crackling around us, and said, Lily, you crashed into my heart just like this rain. I heard him clearly but didn't dare to fully digest it. I told myself that staying by his side was enough, no need for more. What? The rain's too loud, I can't hear you, I replied. Alex just smiled and let go of me. The next day, I came down with a fever, couldn't make it to class, and just lay in my dorm room. Somehow, Alex found out and sneaked into the girls' dorm to see me, bringing a bunch of snacks. It was the first time I felt taken care of like a child, even though he was the reason I got sick. Alex, I'm feeling much better. You should go, I insisted. After all, it's the girls' dorm, and people might get the wrong idea. He chuckled softly and tilted his head. If someone gets the wrong idea, I'll take full responsibility, alright? I pretended I didn't hear him. I'm not teasing, he continued, feeling my forehead. This sickness is my fault, so let me make it up to you. Come on, give me a chance, or I'll feel guilty. Knowing he'd get upset if I refused, I casually suggested, how about I point at a city on that world map with my eyes closed, and you take me there on a trip? Deal. You can even draw a line, Alex beamed brightly. In that moment, it felt like a dream of traveling the world with love was coming true. You should go now. I'll pick a city when I get better. Reluctantly, he left after my persistent urge. Before he left, he doodled a huge heart on the world map and handed me a phone. He claimed it was just a loan for work, knowing I'd otherwise refuse. He was always so considerate of my pride. The passcode was the date we met, and the wallpaper was a blurry photo of us, accidentally taken by someone else and cut out by Alex. Sometimes at night, we'd chat via the phone. Every night, Alex would share something that made him happy and wish me good night. I'd occasionally sneak temple blessings into his office drawer. Back when knitting scarves trended, I'd make one bit by bit and gifted it to Alex, even though it seemed cheap and poorly made. He was happy, though I never saw him wear it. And so our days went by. No matter what Alex did, I stayed by his side, not overthinking it, just enjoying that dreamy romance. Life could just go like this forever. But people are greedy. Sweetness is like poppy, addictive and uncontrollable. I lost control, eventually leading to heartbreak. I was prepared for the day he'd have a girlfriend. I practiced being gracious, planning to step aside and silently wish him well. If we met at 30, with him married, I'd joke brightly, asking why I wasn't told, acknowledging our time as colleagues and classmates. I'd tease him about how his kindness made me secretly like him for a long time. But here I was, with fake smiles, pretending it didn't matter. After saying goodbye, tears flowed uncontrollably. Once home, I sat at the door for a while in darkness, comforting myself, let it out tonight, just tonight, then move on. The call from property management snapped me back. Sorry miss, we couldn't stop your mother from climbing into the complex. Rest assured, we're handling it and ensuring your peace isn't disturbed. Still fresh from crying, I flatly replied, thank you. Feel free to call the cops if necessary. The mother they spoke of was my stepmother. 5 years ago, after my dad was beaten to death by debt collectors, she shamelessly clung to me for money, claiming I should support her underage son, my half-brother, a twisted joke. At first, I thought a bit of money would make her disappear. But it only got worse, forcing me to switch jobs 5 times and move 8 times without escaping her completely. My current place is in the most upscale part of City A. I rent it because the security team here effectively blocks her nuisances. Lily, you ungrateful kid. Without my kindness, you'd be out on the streets. She hollered, drawing attention. Look, neighbors, this girl forgot her benefactors now that she's doing well. As she banged at my door, screeching with a voice like shattered glass, I coldly laughed. Weren't you the one who kicked me out? I chose to ignore her, leaving it to property management, while trying to find peace by stroking the water lily on my table. On the day I got that lily, my mood was equally chaotic, overshadowed, and suffocating. A monk gifted it to me, saying it had a spirit. If its owner's spirit lifted, it would keep blooming without wilting. I'm so stressed. It'll surely wither here. I protested. Try caring for it. If it's too much, bring it back, he said as his voice echoed like a canyon whisper, already far away. Somehow, amidst life's struggles, touching the lily soothed me, much like a family member's presence. Over the years, I tackled the negativity poverty brought, gradually improving my life, and remarkably, the lily never wilted. Alex insisted our team work at his company until the project finished. On the first day, this boss who had returned from overseas became the office's main buzz. Oh my God, he's like a real-life charming billionaire. It's surreal. You sound like you're really hyped, like it happened to you or something. He's already married, you know. He even publicly said that when he hugs his significant other, the soapy scent is captivating. Wow. Such a sweet talker. Gonna head to the mall after work to find a soapy-smelling perfume. Our team got caught up in it too, couldn't help but chat. He's so handsome. Was he a celebrity or something? Nah, stop making stuff up. One coworker laughs, covering her mouth. That girl pats her head, claps her hands, I'm serious. I remember Lily's phone wallpaper is him. Lily, show us your phone. Everyone glances at me, I tap the table to hide my panic. Work time, not chat time. Come on, if your wallpaper's such a good-looking guy, doesn't your husband get jealous? Nothing to see here, already changed it, back to work. I pretend to take a call, slipping away from all the attention. On an empty rooftop, I touch my rounded belly, lost in thought. I don't have a husband. And I'm not really pregnant. The department head at our company is a sleazeball, always harassing female coworkers. For some reason, he started targeting me a few months back. So I had to make this up. Once this project's done, the money saved is enough for me to leave and live the idyllic countryside life. Who cares about having a husband or kids anyway? And yeah, the phone wallpaper really was Alex. A coworker once borrowed my phone and teased, "The handsome guy on your wallpaper, is he your mysterious hubby?" No way, just some obscure celeb from abroad. Eventually, I did change it. Every time I enter Alex's company, there's this fresh scent that I like, similar to the scent I remembered from my old clothes. After doing laundry, I'd bury my head in the clothes, soaking in that fresh, clean soapy fragrance. In the break room, I see the cleaning lady and can't help but ask, "What's that nice smell in the company? What brand freshener do you use?" She covers her mouth, giggles, and sneaks a glance around. Oh, it's not a freshener. Rumor is Alex likes girls with this scent, that's why the office smells this way. Apparently, the mall's perfume with this smell is sold out. Such a small world, huh? Yeah, heard about it. He's just so romantic. The girl who marries him must be sweet and pretty. Leaving the break room, I start prepping for today's model trial. The trial is outdoors, occasionally attracting onlookers. Suddenly, a woman rushes at me, yanks my hair, yelling, "Finally caught you. No more hiding, pay me now." Oh, it's my stepmom. People gather around, chatting while recording with their phones. Stepmom cries out to everyone, "This ungrateful girl lost her mom young, and I raised her with my sweat and tears. Her dad died early, leaving it all to me. This ingrate turned her back on us. Living the good life in fancy places, ignoring not just me but even her little brother. Wow, Lily's like this? Never saw it coming." The crowd jabbers, pointing fingers. Stepmom cries harder. I'm thrown back to college days. My dad caused a scene forcing me to drop out to cover his gambling debts. Staring at those judging eyes, I was at a loss back then. Dad's death should have ended the darkness, but my stepmom dragged me right back down. And now, in front of someone I like. "Get her off me, why are you just watching?" Alex pushes through, forcefully pulling stepmom's hand from my hair, signaling to separate her from me. Stepmom, panicking, screams, "Don't be fooled by her pity act, she's a monster." I tremble, speechless in defense, just heartbroken at the injustice. I did nothing wrong. Alex eyes the stepmom coldly. Those years, she suffered plenty, didn't see any nurturing. He turns to take charge. "Follow me, I'll handle this." Signals the assistant to take her to an office. His eyes on me, hand raised then lowered, "Rest up, I'll sort this out." Soon, stepmom exits Alex's office triumphantly. "Found quite a backer, didn't you? Lucky you," she sneers walking past. Tired of the filth, my mind spins. Why is Alex saving me, even after 10 years? Sorry Alex, for dragging you into this. I'm rattling my fingers, blushing hard, unsure what to say. "She won't bother you again," Alex coolly assures, not looking my way. "Thank you, Alex." "Just thank you?" Alex grins with slight amusement. "What do you want for a thank you?" "You've done so much, this is hardly the first," I reply. "Happy to hear you want me doing more." Alex adds casually, "Just got married, need a honeymoon plan. Care to help?" I'm no expert, what if I mess it up? "You nailed that AI travel project, you're perfect for planning trips. Go on." Eyebrow raised, Alex grins and says, "Shen, you're detailed, know my tastes, it's up to you." "Oh, overstepping work bounds?" "Don't worry, I'll let your boss know." Head hanging, I softly agree, "Okay." The next day, Alex's wife came to his office. The place was buzzing with admiration. Wow! Look at her eyes, they're so beautiful. She's not just pretty, she's a top graduate, and her family has serious connections. They really are a perfect match, like they were made for each other. In the CEO's office, I stood by the couch as she smiled and spoke to me. Hi, I'm Helen. I smiled back. Hi, I'm Lily, and I'm in charge of planning your honeymoon with Alex. No rush, let me catch my breath first. Could you help me hang up my coat? She waved her hand, winked at me politely. She really was beautiful. I reached out for the clothes, and Alex interrupted, sounding a tad annoyed. Just leave it there, we're leaving soon. Helen glanced between Alex and me, chuckled quietly, and laid the clothes on the sofa. So, what cities do you like? Let me plan something out, I asked. Helen frowned slightly. Does this honeymoon have to happen? I was stunned and didn't know how to respond. I looked at Alex. Alex, what do you think? Alex was nonchalant, those deep eyes staring at me. Draw a heart shape on the map. Go to all the places along the way. In each city, leave a coordinate just for the two of you. Problem? My heart tightened, a wave of sadness rising. Promises made in the past, now being fulfilled with someone else. I lowered my head and replied, my voice a bit hoarse, no problem. A smirk crossed Alex's lips for a second. Well, let's look forward to your plan. My wife just returned from abroad, see if you can keep her company. I've got things to attend to, I'm leaving. Out of nowhere. Helen stuck her tongue out at Alex's back, quite cute. I do have a place I'd like to go, come on. She grabbed the clothes and pulled me along, truly like a whirlwind of a woman. We sat in a French restaurant. Helen firmly told the waiter. Yes, I want to order 10,000 foie gras, all served together. The waiter politely confirmed, looking to me for help. She clearly wasn't here to eat, and I was awkwardly unsure whether to advise against it. Am I not a customer? Can't you make what I order? Helen continued. The waiter stopped confirming, nodded, and left. To ease the awkwardness, I continued my work. Madam, what are your requirements for honeymoon locations? After all, honeymoons are the start of a romantic life together. Every girl dreams of it, right? A honeymoon with someone you don't like, what's there to ask for? Helen answered indifferently. If you don't like him, why get married? I was a bit surprised. In the world of capital, there's something called a business marriage. She shrugged and spread her hands. Maybe love will grow in the future? I regretted saying it immediately, chiding myself for being nosy. Helen looked up and tilted her head with a smile. Do you two still love each other? Startled, I nearly dropped the cup. You? Huh, I saw it in the office just now. Alex still loves you, what about you? I lowered my eyes, unable to answer. Even if we still love each other, what difference does it make? I also have someone I love. We met at the wrong time, even at the right time. It's hard to continue the relationship, Helen muttered, gazing out the window. Maybe. Those we love linger only in memories. The one we marry is not the one we love. Everyone's romantic life is full of regrets. I'm sorry, but we don't have that much foie gras in stock. We'll need to get it from other stores. Can we serve part of it first? Apologetically, the waiter explained to Helen. No. All at once. Call your manager, I want to speak to them. Helen's eyes were wide, her face puffed in anger. I'm the supervisor, you can talk to me. A polite man came over to respond. Call your boss out, or I'll smash the plates. I realized she was here to make trouble. I sat quietly with her. The plates did get smashed, other guests were frightened away. The manager never showed up. Helen grudgingly paid for everything and left with me, still huffing. You don't think I'm crazy, do you? Helen suddenly asked. Well, kind of, but I guess there's more to it, I answered awkwardly. You can go home later, right? No one waiting for you? No. Come on, next place, she said, whisking me away, as quick as the wind. We sat by the dance floor in a bar. 7 or 8 sexy guys were around us. Helen wandered among us with a bottle. Lily, loosen up a bit, she called. I sat stiffly, waving my hands. You have fun, I'm good here. Helen got more and more into it, finding every camera, dancing wildly, incredibly sexy. Suddenly, she jumped to the dance floor center, shouting, "Coward! You're such a coward. You won't come out, then I'll strip and let every man in the world see me." And then she started undressing while dancing. I rushed to stop her and dialed Alex, urging him to come over. When she'd nearly stripped to her underwear and Alex still hadn't arrived, I was drenched in sweat with anxiety. Suddenly, darkness enveloped the place, all lights switched off. I felt a chill pass me. Helen's voice called out. You coward, finally showing up, huh? Put me down, I'm mad and want to go home. The chill and her voice grew distant, disappeared. Chaos erupted. I panicked, wondering how to explain this to Alex. In the dark, a firm hand clasped my wrist, pulling me. My back hit the wall, wrapped by something. Having fun? Alex's voice came low beside my ear, his breath warm against me. It seems Helen was taken, I managed, my eyes adjusting to the dark, seeing Alex's face inches from mine, my heartbeat racing. It doesn't matter. She loves who she loves, and I love who I love. Stand up straight, Alex, I pushed at him, my voice trembling. But he pressed closer. Why is your phone full of my photos? Aren't you over me? I turned away, he caught my face, forcing our eyes to meet. The kid doesn't matter. Call him, say you're getting a divorce. I struggled, avoiding his gaze. No, I refused. He scoffed, his hand reached for my stomach, stunned. Panic washed over me, the fake pregnancy pad fell in the chaos earlier. You're not pregnant. No husband either, huh? Lily, you'd go this far to avoid me? Alex laughed, maybe at me, maybe at himself. I didn't, Alex, come on, be rational. I don't want to be rational. With those words, he leaned down and kissed me. The kiss came like a storm, wild and overwhelming. I almost struggled but ended up melting into Alex's arms, completely taken in. Our tongues entwined, years of longing pouring into this moment, kissing until I felt tingly all over, so lost in it all. Thinking about how the kiss would eventually end, tears welled up in my eyes. Lily, all these years, I've thought about you every single moment, Alex murmured, his head nestled in my neck. I mean, haven't I done the same? How many times have I walked down the street, suddenly seeing a boy in a white t-shirt behind me? He'd ruffle my hair and say with a grin, Lily, we meet again. We must have some sort of destiny. I'd laugh and brush his hand away. Come on, you waited here on purpose for me. Haven't seen you all morning, missed you. The boy's face became clearer. It was Alex. I reached out to touch him, but my hand went right through his face. It was only a dream again. Lily, why did we break up back then? Tell me the real reason. Alex's voice grew husky, his gaze searching for answers. Don't ask, Alex. You're married now. I looked down, tears falling like rain. His voice was choked with emotion too. If you nod, I'll come back to you. Alex's eyes turned crimson, his voice trembling. Lily, say something. Say you love me, say you want to come back to me. Looking at Alex, it felt like I was back on that night when he fought for me. My heart was in turmoil then, just like now, stuck in a battle. For so many years, I've loved him. If you can't let go, then don't. Face it bravely, don't worry about societal constraints. Have you forgotten the heart-wrenching pain from back then? Do you want to go through it again, especially since he's married now? This time will hurt more. I wiped away my tears, looked him in the eyes. Not anymore, move on, Alex. The lights came on. The shop owner apologized for the interruption, announcing that drinks would be free tonight for everyone. Cheers erupted, the lights began to flash. Amidst the dancing beams, I saw 2 beams of white light on Alex's face. It's Friday night, no part-time job, and I can finally catch a break. Leisurely strolling through the campus, the evening breeze cool on my cheeks. For some reason, tonight I feel especially good, a smile that won't fade. Hey, Lily. Wanna grab food at the cafeteria? I turned around. It was John from my class. Sure, I was planning to go too. It was our second conversation. The first was when Alex gave me a dress, and I almost bumped into John on my way to a party. Lily, your smile is really pretty. I blushed, smiling shyly. It was the first time someone complimented me so straightforwardly. Walking alongside John, I found myself chatting away, probably because we shared similar backgrounds of growing up poor. But he's better off in one way, he has a mom. Lily, are you dating someone? While I was reporting work to Alex in his office, he suddenly interrupted. Huh? I was caught off guard. I saw you with that guy yesterday, you seemed happy. Alex's head was down, his voice low and full of sadness. He's just a classmate. Do you like that kind of guy? He's alright, no special feelings. Alex raised his head, a trace of hope returning. Lily, aren't you planning on dating? Me? Dating? Thinking about my college life filled with part-time jobs, daily struggles for survival. How would I have the time or ability to date? Watching others in love, I daydream, but know my life's just too exhausting and tough. Love, to me, seems like an unreachable luxury. I looked down, staying silent. Lily, could I take you to see a movie? Just a movie, I assured myself, it's not over the top. Sure. No flirting, no accidental touches, no awkwardness. We quietly watched the whole movie. As it ended, Alex went to the restroom and told me to stay put. Everyone left, Alex didn't come back, my phone had no signal, so I just waited quietly. Suddenly, words appeared on the screen. Lily, I like you. Will you be my girlfriend? The lights dimmed around me, a spotlight shone on the stage. Alex gazed at me with deep emotion, his fingers dancing over the keys, singing Forever Love. Loving you is not just because of your beauty. I've grown to love you more and more, every glance touching my heart. I just want to spend this life loving you. From now on, you'll be the reason for all happiness. Finishing, he stood up and asked, Lily, I can't wait any longer. Will you be my girlfriend? Standing in the glow, Alex took my breath away. My eyes got misty, this confession was so unexpected, so beautiful. I told myself, how many times does life offer such beauty? Be brave and grab it. Yes. That night, we held hands, fingers intertwined. Under the stars, he pointed out constellations. When I turned back, he kissed me. It was an innocent, fiery kiss, one I didn't want to end under the moonlight. Blushing, I avoided looking at him. He chuckled softly, sweet, just like I imagined. And just like that, we were together. He showed his care for me in countless little ways. Every evening, he'd bring me hot milk, say goodnight, and kiss me goodbye. He reminded me to use eye drops, relax my eyes. He took me to try all sorts of quirky foods. Sometimes he acted like a kid. If I fell asleep chatting, he'd sulk but hover around. I'd ask, how do I make it up to you? He'd grin, say you love me. I'd end up too shy to stay, but he'd pull me back into his arms. He never asked me to quit my part-time jobs for him, nor did he insist I spend his money. I knew it was his way of respecting me. Our intimate moments keep growing, but we still haven't crossed that final line. Every time things get intense, Alex holds himself back and asks, Lily, are you ready? I always look at him nervously, worried that saying no would upset him. But saying yes makes me anxious because I'm really traditional. Seeing me like this, he always buries his head in my neck, comforting me. We're going to be together forever, no rush. Lily, I'll wait till you're ready. Thanks, Alex. Saying thanks feels too formal. Just say you love me, he teases with a playful grin. Once, on his birthday, I asked him what he wanted. He said, accept the gift I give you, and that'll be the best birthday gift for me. That day, Alex gave me a necklace. It was beautiful and probably expensive. That summer, I wasn't planning to go home, but thinking about Grandma, I decided to visit. Even though she struggles, having lost her son and raising a grandson alone, she's always been there for me, like family. She saved every morsel for me, and though we're not related by blood, she's treated me so well, I'll never forget her kindness. When I saw Grandma, she was worried sick. The reason was that she didn't have enough money for her grandson's schooling. The neighbors knew her situation well and wouldn't lend money. If not for the $50,000 my dad scammed off me, I might have had some savings to help her. But I hadn't even finished paying back Alex. Grandma told me not to worry, knowing things were hard for me too. But the love and kindness she gave me were greater than that of family. How could I not care? I pondered for a long time and thought of Alex last. I gathered the courage to ask him for money, promising to pay it back along with the $50,000. In that moment, all the pride I had left vanished. Alex quickly transferred me the money but was a bit upset. Lily, it doesn't matter if you pay it back or not. We're going to get married, I'll be your support for life. Don't treat me like a stranger. I held the phone tightly, filled with mixed emotions, unsure of what to say. Before leaving, Grandma held my hand crying, saying she was both happy and sad. Happy that I finally found someone to love me. Sad that she was a burden, making me lose dignity in front of the person I loved most. I smiled and answered. Without you, I wouldn't have grown up. You're my real grandma. Your problems are my problems. Not long after, I got a call from Grandma's grandson. He was crying, saying Grandma had a fall and was unconscious, and he couldn't afford the emergency treatment. I couldn't ask Alex again. I thought about the necklace he gave me. Cartier, $38,000. I sold it quickly in second hand for $15,000. Since then, it's been hard for me to look Alex in the eyes. The feeling that we don't deserve each other kept growing stronger. One day, I got a call from an unfamiliar number. It was Alex's mom wanting to talk. She was elegant and spoke to me so gently. Instead of chatting in a restaurant, she took me to Alex's parents' company. She showed me around, explaining the company's future vision. The acres and everything in the area were all their private assets. Just a small part of their global enterprises. I knew Alex's family was well off, but I never imagined this level of wealth. Alex is happy dating you every day. I thank you for taking care of him, his mom said. No, he's the one taking care of me, I replied nervously, feeling undeserving of her thanks. College romance is the best. My first love was also in college. We were just like you and Alex, she continued. I nodded, unsure how to respond. Guess what? Is Alex's dad my first love? His mom asked with a smile. I murmured, not daring to answer. She laughed heartily. All right, no pressure. Of course, he wasn't. First loves never work out. I knew what she meant and felt a bit awkward. But today, I want to talk about Alex's future, she continued. He's got talent, as you must know from working at his company. That small company is just something he's playing around with. It's a waste of his energy and talent, don't you think? You're right, I agreed, bowing my head. There's a new project abroad. I want him to go gain experience there. But for some reason, he delays it. Can you persuade him for me? Okay. Every word from Alex's mom was soft, yet they cut deep into my heart like a knife. The early winter chill pressed against me, leaving me breathless. Even my tears were blown back by the wind, unable to fall. That night, I didn't go downstairs to say goodnight to Alex. He sent dozens of messages, I only replied with one. I'm a little tired. Head home. Alex's messages kept coming. I buried myself under the covers, tears streaming down my face, as I made my decision. Lily, what's wrong? You're not picking up my calls or replying to texts. I'm so worried, I want to storm into the girls' dorm to find you. Alex shouted, his voice upset. Phone's on silent, sorry. I tried to act like nothing was wrong, just like before, comforting him. What happened to your eyes? They're red. Have you been crying? Alex, always attentive, noticed. I hugged him, burying my head in his chest, afraid I'd break down. Alex, let's take a weekend trip. Can we go somewhere far and stay overnight? Sure, whatever you want. Where to? Somewhere far, stay the night kind of place. Resting my head against Alex's chest, I seemed to hear his heartbeat quicken. The room at the inn was romantic, with a theme for couples. Standing under the shower, my happy facade for the day washed away, replaced with the pain of goodbye. Tonight, I would give myself to Alex. Alex, can you come in? I wrapped my arms around his waist, looking up at him. I'm ready. In the steamy bathroom, the temperature began to rise, Alex's eyes filled with surprise and desire. We were wrapped up in each other in that small, passionate space. That night, I was bold and intense, kissing every inch of Alex's skin, whispering I love you countless times, creating ripples until we were both exhausted. As dawn broke, I woke up to Alex giving me a light peck on the lips, smiling brightly. Lily, once you graduate, let's get married. When did you wake up? I felt shy about the passion from last night and couldn't meet his eyes. Answer me, will you? You answer me first. What do you want for breakfast? I teased with a grin. Fine, you don't have to answer, but know you're only marrying me. After we get married, let's take a honeymoon around the world. Do you remember that heart shape I drew on your dorm's world map? That's our route. In every place, we'll leave a mark just for us. Lily, do you want a boy or a girl? Why not have two, one of each? Alex spoke endlessly as I watched and listened quietly. I'm sorry, Alex. I can't be with you forever. It's not right between us, I'm not meant for you. From the moment I borrowed money, sold the necklace you gave me, toured your family's properties, to when your mom talked about your future. I've known we're unequal. You're on too high a pedestal with bigger things to do, I can't let you waste time on me. That day, I spoke more than usual, wanting to say everything in one go. I told you about going to the temple, secretly placing blessings in your desk. You said you always knew. I said I made a scarf for you and secretly knit a couple's version for myself. You patted my head and playfully said we should have worn them out together. I pretended to be angry, saying I'd never seen you wear it, implying you didn't like it. You said you couldn't bear to. After today, we'd be strangers. Goodbye, Alex. That night, back in the dorm, I messaged Alex. Let's break up. Alex shouted under my dorm windows like a crazed man. Lily, come down and tell me face to face. Lily, why? I searched online for what hurt boys most during a breakup. The top answer was, it's just a game, I'm bored and want a new player. That was my last message to Alex. He cried out in pain. Lily, that's not how you play the game. I didn't respond, and he stood there beneath my dorm. Watching him that night, I felt a piercing pain. It was like tiny needles stabbing me, making it hard to breathe. Every heartbeat was a heavy drumbeat, each carrying endless pain. It was winter cold, he collapsed, and I called 911 and his mom. I heard he barely survived after a long rescue. I heard his first request when he woke up was to see me. I heard he went abroad and might not come back for a long while. Alex, I wish you all the best. Emotions bloom like flowers and fall like autumn leaves. I gradually understand that losing is a part of life's inevitable passage. I pushed myself forward and slowly let you go, but the memories always linger like ghosts. I didn't dare stop myself, working like a madwoman. I also saved money to change my life. After graduation, my first place was a dark, windowless basement. Without Alex's protection, my first job fired me for not drinking. I stood on the street with nowhere to go. I just sat there in a haze. Lily, is that you? I looked up, it was my college classmate John. John? I double-checked. Yes, you still remember me. Why aren't you home so late? Got fired, feeling down. John chatted with me for a while and walked me home. We exchanged contacts. Sometimes, he sent good morning and good night texts, which I politely replied to. Once, he said he wanted to confess when we ate at the dining hall in college. He didn't get the courage before I had a boyfriend. He asked if I'd give him another chance. I replied that I'm done with love in this life, advised him to find someone else. He said as long as I'm willing to see him, he can wait. He started by bringing breakfast, then offering rides home, later asking me to movies. Every movie outing, I'd think of someone playing piano and singing love songs for me. Once, at a restaurant, I ran into him having lunch with his mom. I politely greeted them, and his mom insisted I join their conversation. His mom threw sharp questions, to which I answered candidly. In the end, his mom hoped he'd marry a supportive wife, not someone from a family like mine. It would be a burden for him. I laughed inside. I never intended to walk into marriage anyway. A line came to mind. The lonely have their own mire. If they weren't stuck, who would choose loneliness? Since life has started, keep striving to see what's possible. In the workplace, I wore my mask, being smooth, worldly, occasionally fake, paying attention to appearances, locking my soul on the sideline while watching my own performance. When alone, I'd unwind, gently touching the years-old water lotus that I cherished. It calmed the chaos. It always stood proud, refusing to wilt, and seeing it brought me comfort. Thank you for the strength I've always had. The phone rang. It was my boss, Ken. Lily, your latest project got great feedback. The clients are very pleased. We're moving into phase 2, but there's a tough competition for the lead. Higher-ups have some candidates in mind. I didn't answer for a few seconds. Lily, don't get me wrong, with your pregnancy, I worry you'll be overwhelmed. You want me to withdraw? I'm perfectly fine, please be assured. I knew you'd be ambitious. How about you draft a proposal tonight? I have to push back and put forward the real deal. Sure. Need it tonight, I'll wait for your proposal. Hung up and worked past my fatigue until 4 a.m., then send it to my boss. You've been working hard, Lily. Why don't you take a day off? I didn't expect a response, but I'm kind of relieved. The next day, as soon as I got to the office, everyone was getting ready for a project review meeting. During the meeting, Ken gave a passionate speech and introduced Lucy, the project lead, to present the proposal. I was shocked watching Ken and then Lucy, their eyes were avoiding me. Looking at the pages of the proposal I worked on overnight being claimed by others, pain and anger churned inside me. Lucy is a recent intern, young, pretty, and full of energy, with a sweet mouth. But she lacks the skills to really handle things on her own. Why would Ken do this? Suddenly, I remembered overhearing coworkers gossiping about Ken, saying he often harasses interns and dangles promotions as bait for his dirty deeds, with fresh grads quitting every year. I didn't believe it back then, but now I do. I can't control his bad character, but using my work as bait? That's infuriating. After the meeting, I stormed into his office to argue, and Lucy followed quickly behind. Before I could speak, Lucy feigned shyness and said, Lily, thank you for your proposal. You're so great, don't fight with me over it. Ken chimed in. Yeah, Lily, give the newcomer some chances. What if I disagree? I asked quietly. The proposal was already presented, so what if you disagree? Lily, you're funny. What then? There are plenty of graduate students and plenty of talent. You guys are really in league with each other. I said, my voice trembling with anger. Lily, you can't just say stuff like that, people will talk. You're afraid of gossip? I scoffed. Of course, but not like you, Lily. At the party, your college classmates talked about you having a kid out of wedlock, didn't they? The gossip during college wasn't scarce, was it? And you're acting like nothing happened. What, are you pregnant with another illegitimate child now? My heart tightened, and the pain from back then surged again. I raised my hand and slapped her hard. You're young, but your heart's already filthy, and your mouth can't say anything decent. Let's see just how far you can go, relying only on your youth. Turning to Ken, I said. Find your talent elsewhere. I'm done. I turned and walked out of that filthy office. Sitting in a cafe downstairs, my emotions started to calm down. Fine, I'll accept this. Living for 30 years, I was only happy for 2. The rest was a constant struggle at the edge of pain. This is fate, I have to accept it. Is it Lily? A graceful middle-aged woman sat across from me. It was Alex's mother, she was as gentle as ever. Hello, ma'am, it's me. I was polite but no longer restrained. Fate is a curious thing, huh? She spoke in her usual soft, pleasant voice. I responded calmly. I heard Alex has a project delegated to your company, and you're the lead. When I heard, I was genuinely happy for you. You'd become quite accomplished. Thank you, ma'am. I responded politely. Alex's mom paused for a moment, then smiled and said. The difference between excellence and mediocrity is thinking. I guess you must have thought about why he would choose such a small company. Why such a small project and still be personally involved? Also, I heard your stepmom caused a fuss, but it was resolved because Alex agreed to send your brother to a private school with free tuition. Alex's mom sighed softly. Even after all these years, you can still influence his decisions. But Alex is married, and you're about to have a child, you're not on the same path anymore. Alex's mom looked me in the eye. I need to ask you for help again. Today, I am not who I used to be. I looked her right in the eye and smiled. Everyone is their own person, no one can influence the other, it's all voluntary. Don't worry, I've quit my job. I won't be crossing paths with Alex again. As for my stepmom's business, I'll handle it without owing Alex anything. I got up and left. Her words couldn't hurt me anymore. I went to the private school and completed the withdrawal. I walked into the company one last time and submitted my resignation. It's not me, but them, who should leave. I'm just tired. I drove aimlessly. Rolled down all the car windows. I love the feel of the wind blowing in late autumn like this. It's like it can sweep away life's gloom and some inner fixations. Until the cold made me shiver, pushing the gloom and obsessions aside temporarily, my heart felt at ease. This time, I've decided to finally let go of this fixation. When the elevator doors opened, I saw Alex standing at my door. Lily, I was just away for 1 month on a business trip. Why did you quit? Just tired. Alex paused, thinking for a while, then asked quietly. Are the rumors true? Yes, they're true. I nodded. From that time? Alex asked cautiously. Yes. I nodded again. Alex grabbed my shoulders, a bit agitated. Where is the child? Where did the child go? I lowered my head as the tears streamed down. It died after 2 months. The doctor said I ate poorly during the pregnancy and was too exhausted, which led to a premature birth. The living conditions were also bad, the baby had a weak immune system and couldn't be saved. The baby just stopped breathing in my arms and lost its warmth. I cried my heart out, and Alex held me tightly. He tried hard not to sob, but my shoulder was soaked. Why? Why didn't you tell me? How could you take it all on by yourself and be so foolish? I cried, my shoulders shaking, and kept murmuring. I wanted to raise him on my own, he looks so much like you. Alex held me tighter. It was my fault, I should have been more decisive. You must have had your reasons for leaving. Alex, I really don't deserve your love. I secretly sold the necklace you gave me. It's just a necklace. Everything I have could be yours. Lily, I'm sorry. I thought you had really fallen for someone else. I thought about you day and night. One day, I couldn't take it anymore, so I came back to find you. I saw you with that man, watching movies, eating, meeting his mom. In a fit of anger, I agreed to marry the person my mom arranged for me. I was so foolish. When I saw the heart-shaped travel map in the follow-up AI and realized you were in charge, I understood. How could you have loved someone else? Your heart was full of me. I came back home for you, and everything I did since was to see you again. Alex wiped away my tears with his kiss, looking at me so tenderly. Lily, I'll get a divorce tomorrow. Let's start over. Thinking about my conversation with Alex's mom from earlier, I pull myself together and think quietly. A love without blessing is like walking through thorns, every step painful and hard. Let this love end at its most beautiful. I slowly open the door, turn to look at him, and whisper. Alex, let go. I push him away and slam the door shut. Lily. 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 Alex cries out just like the night we broke up. And just like that night, my heart shatters again. Except this time, it's his wife who took him away. Alex, thank you for giving me such a beautiful love. In the end, we're just from different worlds. That night, the water lilies withered. My stepmom came looking for me again, this time the security didn't stop her. She angrily banged on the door. Lily, you little witch, how dare you ruin my son's future? Get out here, I'll kill you today. I went to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and opened the door. I raised the knife to her and coldly said, go ahead, kill me. Stepmom stared, a bit scared by me. I won't give you what you want, I owe you nothing. Either you kill me, or I kill you. My life has been torn apart by you all, I don't care if it gets worse. Stepmom froze, her mouth opened, but no words came out. Choose quickly. If you don't, I will. I yelled at her. Dare scare me? Do you think I was raised on fear? Stepmom grabbed the knife and stabbed at my chest, I leaned into it. The red blood began to flow, no pain, just a sense of relief. I watched as she ran frantically. Then I collapsed to the ground, fading away. Lily. Wake up, open your eyes. Don't shake, let me sleep, I'm so tired. The end. Extra, Alex. At every new product launch, they gossip about my love life, it's annoying. That day, just thinking about going back to see her put me in a great mood. Told the media that when I hugged her, her soap scent was intoxicating. Yep, I love her smell so much. And I love all the expressions on her round cheeky face. That day at school, I saw her applying for a fresh graduate internship. They said they didn't want first-year students. She glared with big eyes, raised her chin slightly, and had a tiny dimpling smile. I couldn't resist, instantly liked her. They didn't want her, I did. I went over and told her to come to our company, said I'd notify her about work times. Back then, I didn't even have a company. But a promise is a promise. Gotta fulfill it. Went home, got some money, started a company, on a project I was interested in. The day she joined, I made her my assistant just to keep seeing her. She always helped others set up movie dates with me, made me a bit mad. That day I teased her on purpose, heard her say she didn't like anyone, I was overjoyed. I'd better go after it. That night I gave her a dress, she fell into my arms, my heart went thump thump thump. When I dropped her off at her dorm, the moonlight on her face made me want to kiss her, but I held back, didn't want to scare her away. I knew she wasn't well off, didn't expect she had a deadbeat dad. How could I let her leave school for that? Gave her dad the money straight away. I didn't want the money back, but she was so proud, guess I had to. Seeing her work part-time like crazy to pay it back, my heart ached. Wanted to talk her out of it, but we ended up arguing instead. Those cold days, man, they were tough. At that party, after dealing with the guy who harassed her, she suddenly asked me to smile. I was confused but didn't care. We got closer. I hinted so many times that I liked her, but she never noticed, made me worry. One day, saw her under a cherry blossom tree with a guy, her smile so bright, I panicked. If I didn't hurry up, someone would take her. I gathered my courage, confessed, and she accepted. I knew she liked me too. That night we stayed at an Airbnb. She was unusually open, and I felt like I was in heaven, both physically and spiritually. Alex and his wife have such a strong bond, won't be long before he becomes a dad. As for Lily, there was a time I hated you. But ultimately, love conquered my hatred. I miss you so much, I can't sleep at night. I think about you so much that I almost got hit by a car while walking. Even when I impulsively returned home and saw you with someone else, I still wanted to win you back. But I messed up, I married out of spite. It's the one thing I regret the most. But it's okay, I can handle it. At 32, seeing you again after 10 years still makes my heart race. Seeing you, the face I dreamed about, standing in front of me, makes me want to hug you, kiss you, and care for you more than anything. Lily, wake up. The barriers between us aren't as big as you think. Trust me, I can fix this. I can make you happy, just wake up, okay? Epilogue, Lily. My body feels so light, I've never been this relaxed. But it's so noisy around here, why is everyone talking? Lily, wake up and witness those evildoers' downfall. That Lucy got involved with many bosses, and was beaten up badly by a group. Ken got fired and was blacklisted in the industry, never to be hired again. Your stepmom ended up in a psych ward because her son got the death penalty for manslaughter, and she had a breakdown, proves they're a messed up family. Lily, I've divorced her. Wake up, I want to marry you, and spend our lives together. No one can keep us apart. That's Alex's voice, so nice to hear. Stop shaking me, Alex. I'm just taking a nap. I'll wake up soon, wait for me.